Hi, I'm Diane, and my garden will be my home kitchen, vegetable, and herb garden will be a stop on the Dirt Magazine Kitchen Garden Tour. This is my little home vegetable and herb garden. I try to make it work for me year round, and one of the things I started to do 2 years ago is I bought this little horse watering trough, and I use it as a cold frame in the winter. I have another top that has plexiglass, and I plant spinach in the fall. And this past year in February, I was eating the most beautiful spinach out of here. And then when it was done, I planted the scallions in here because you either need to start them inside, they like the cold a little bit, and here they are. Now we're able to harvest these beautiful scallions. And I also keep cilantro in here too because it's a nice warm space for things that like that. This is my vegetable garden. One of the things that I do is I have the raised beds, and partly I do that because they're movable. I have a lot of trees here that are kind of encroaching on the sun and the rain. So we make it so that we can be flexible about where the garden is set up from year to year, and every so often we have to kind of rearrange it to get the best sun. I'm a big fan of peppermint tea, so while I'm respectful of its invasive nature, I have about 5 pots of it growing. Some have fun, some here, and I harvest and dry it for my tea in the winter time. I have a little perennial patch of rhubarb, which is a nice ornamental when it actually blooms if you let it go that far. And this is something that's a little bit different that people don't see all that often, and that's another theme in my garden is that not the most common varieties, because I can go to a farmer's market and get beautiful heads of lettuce, but I can't get, this is a shiso, so if you eat any sort of Japanese food, you may be familiar with it, and it freely reseeds, so it's a nice little plant to have around. It makes nice flowers. I have a deer problem living here in the village, so I've been doing my best to try to keep them out of here. I have a number of perennials planted in the ground. This is an Italian oregano that I like for the flowers, and then I have a Greek patch there that I dry for use. Any number of tomatoes, different varieties, and I build these little contraptions every year. It's never the same. It depends on the tomatoes and what the sticks I have this year. Some sunflowers that are from seeds that my mother gave me. Another theme in my garden in general is a lot of the things I have are given to me by people I know, and I freely share my things as well. More tomatoes, more tomatoes. I grow a variety of beets called chagia that you don't find very often. They're the little candy beets. We've eaten some of them already. Arugula. Something new here is a fava bean. They don't seem to like the heat very well, but we'll see if we can. This is a big favorite of mine too that you can't find locally at the farmers markets is the, you can see these beans here, the big fat Romano beans. These are delicious stewed in tomato sauce. I have regular green beans and the yellow green beans. This is an interesting plant that I found at the Newburgh Urban Farming Fair. It's a cut and come again broccoli, and it makes little tiny heads that you can use for stir fry. I do tomatillos, which you don't find at farmers markets in general. You're starting to find it a little bit more. I have a good variety of peppers. I have eggplant going here, perennial sorrel, which is nice for soup. These guys need a drink. That's the way it goes. And look at this. Here's another volunteer in my garden, which I always like, is a grapevine that's starting to grow. And my plan is to encourage that to grow and eventually be able to use the leaves to make the stuffed grape leaves. I have a compost pile going over there. I think that's about it.